Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, and I am here to talk about Iron Man 3 in the next movie in my series of MCU movie reviews. Now, let's just get started with the story. The story of this movie is that Iron Man is dealing with PTSD pretty much of what happened during the events of the Avengers 1. Obviously they won, they were successful, but it's still affecting him. He had to do a lot of crazy stuff during that invasion. He had to see a lot of really just disturbing things that he just found out all at once, that like there's a bunch of people in the galaxy that are highly advanced and want to possibly take over our planet. And then, as we know, he had to do that part where he flew himself straight in out of Earth's atmosphere, do that portal, and then he almost dies when he's in there and he sees this huge army, and that would affect the person. And this movie does a good job at showing just how much it has affected him, and just how much he's having dreams, nightmares about what happened, about how much he has to realize that he has to get stronger, he has to build better suits so that he can handle the things that are coming to this planet. So this movie handles PTSD really well with his character, and I really like that about this. And then as the movie goes on, we find out that apparently there's a man out there named the Mandarin that is starting to do like terrorist acts, starting to attack different places. And then you find out that also someone from his past, played by Guy Pearce, has the ability to give people these powers that are called the extremist organization. And when you get this thing inside you, basically it makes you kind of, when you get really angry or kind of get hot, you start to sit there and you begin to like self-destruct pretty much. It gives you kind of superpowers, but you self-destruct in the end. It's very, very dangerous ability. And also, because of this PTSD, Tony Stark makes some bad decisions in this movie. One bad decision is a scene where he pretty much tells the villain, hey, come after me. He gives them the address, and they end up attacking him, destroying his house, putting Pepper Potts in danger, and that makes him pretty much also feel super guilty as well. It starts to affect his character even more. And later on, he meets a character named Harley, and here's where I really sat there and went, why did you do this? I understand Tony Stark could be kind of an asshole at times, that's his character, but the way they made him act towards this kid was so, just a little bit too much. He was just saying things that like the kid was being nice and stuff like that and helping him out, and he was still just being a huge dick about it. And I didn't understand why they went that route. I understand you're suffering from PTSD after what happened in the first Avengers. I understand that your house has just been destroyed and everything, but you still have to be thankful that this kid is helping. And granted, at the end, he does give him some nice things to help him out. But still, he gave him, like, kind of big moments that were kind of like, dude, chill, like, relax. So I didn't really like that choice. And then, of course, another thing I like about this movie is that Tony Stark was not in his suit for a lot of this movie. He had to learn to rely on himself. He had to learn to sit there and go, it's not the suit that makes me Iron Man, it's me, my abilities, my intelligence, my courage, my heart, my will. That is what makes me Iron Man, not just the suit. So that was also something I really enjoyed, that we saw him out of the suit a lot. We saw him having to deal with these bad guys by himself without having all this armor on and stuff like that. And also, he was doing a lot of stuff with War Machine, and he was out of the armor as well. As we know, War Machine is a military vet. He knows how to fight. He knows how to handle himself. So it's really cool seeing them both fight together out of the armor, taking bad guys out the old-fashioned way. It was awesome. I loved all that. The next thing I gotta say is that all the performances in this movie were extremely strong as always. It's to be expected from all these actors at this point. Everyone did a great job, especially the one who played Harley, Ty Simpkins. So sorry if I pronounced his name wrong, but it was Ty Simpkins, and he did a really good job. Having to be on the same screen with Robert Downey Jr. cannot be an easy thing. So for a kid to be able to really still compel you and be like, oh, I like that kid, even with somebody as awesome as Robert Downey Jr. on screen, you gotta commend him for that. He did a good job, and I liked him. Just that Tony Stark was being a little bit too much of a dick towards him, and I did not appreciate that one bit. I was like, why did you go this route? And also, as always, the special effects were awesome, phenomenal as always in these movies. Seeing Tony Stark's suits do all this crazy stuff was awesome, and I also like the fact that one of his suits was able to get out, was able to come to him through different pieces. Sometimes he could summon the hand, sometimes he could summon the leg. It was pretty cool to see that. I was like, oh, that's awesome that every piece of the suit was able to come towards him and he had to be able to control it with his mind. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that aspect. That was awesome technology, and I loved it. The next thing I gotta say is that this movie also builds up to Age of Ultron and why he decides to build that in this movie, because of everything that he's seeing. He's like, after seeing everything that happened in the Avengers, and then having to deal with all this stuff that also had to do with the extremists and so many people getting hurt, this also builds up to why he's like, you know what, so that we don't have to worry about saving the world anymore, so that we don't have to go out there and fight. I want to build something that could shield this entire planet and save us for us, so that everyone could be safe. So this movie does build up towards that very well. And the next thing, Pepper gets an awesome scene in this movie. I love this. I loved it at the end when they're doing a big climax and Pepper has superpowers for a while. Minor spoiler, sorry. But she has superpowers and she's kicking so much ass. It was so cool to see Gwyneth Paltrow play such a badass character. In the other movies, we didn't get to see her kick so much ass at all because, you know, she doesn't really have superpowers. She's a smart and great businesswoman, but we didn't get to see her be awesome and stand amongst the boys and be like, yeah, I can kick ass too, guys. So seeing her fight at the end was great. Another thing, at the end, all the Iron Man suits coming together and fighting remotely was badass. It was so cool seeing all the different Mark whatevers. I don't remember all the numbers, but seeing them all fight against the extremists, seeing them all go down and just keep fighting was great. It was spectacular to see all of that happen in front of you. It was like, wow, this really does feel like an Iron Man comic and a battle scene from the comic come to life. So those are all the things I really loved about the movie. Let's talk about the things that I did not like. As I said, the Mandarin was in this movie, but not in the way we'd hope. They changed it to the fact that Guy Pearce's character is just using him to kind of just cover up his acts. He's using the Mandarin, this drunk English guy, and it was the biggest troll in the world. The trailers were very like, yeah, the Mandarin's gonna be in it. And he's a big villain for Iron Man. So I was excited to see him. I was like, I don't read Iron Man comics, but I heard this is a great villain. So I'm really excited to see him. And the fact that they sat there and just made him a drunk guy, really? You take the Mandarin and you just sit there and you turn him into a drunk? That's it? Come on, Marvel, that could have been so awesome. Having him team up with Guy Pearce and having such a big threat would have been epic. Why did Jim do this? That felt like such a smack to the face of just all the hardcore Iron Man fans. So that I did not appreciate. I was not a fan of that choice. And also, the Extremis storyline with Guy Pearce was very cliche and kind of dull. You know, he treated him bad in the past and he kind of ignored him. And then Guy Pearce, as time went on and he got older, he created his own company and created the Extremis program. And he wanted to use it to get back at Tony Stark and pretty much kill him for how he treated him back then. It was really cliche. Not that I wasn't compelled by his character. I was like, yeah, you know what? At least we got some cool action scenes out of it. Cool. And then I understand his PTSD, but as I said, the way he treated Harley's character, the kid, was not warranted. I was like, why are you being such an asshole to this kid? The way they made his character was just, I understand, he could be a dick sometimes, as we've seen in all the movies, he can be an asshole. But this really pushed it too far for me, where I was like, no, this is a little bit too much for me, guys. Why did you make this decision? I don't know. It really blew me away with that. I was like, no, just stop with that. So, guys, at the end of the day, was Iron Man 3 a bad film? No, there were tons of great things about it that I really did enjoy, but there were just some things that I really didn't like, plot-wise that they chose, and character-wise. So, at the end of the day, Iron Man 3 gets a solid B for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Tell me what you guys thought of Iron Man 3, especially if you're a big Mandarin fan. That must have really pissed you off how they treated his character. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this movie. And I'm not going to be seeing a new movie this week, so my next review is going to be a little surprise for tomorrow, so be excited for that. And but my next new movie review that's going to come out is next week when I go to see The Hitman's Bodyguard starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I'm very excited to go see that movie. And my review for Lawbreakers will be coming out soon. I just want to play it some more, put some more time in it, get used to more of the characters. So far, it's a good game. It just has some flaws, it does, because especially at launch there were some things, but we'll get to that when I review that. But that's going to be my next game review. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and have a great day.